So hello everybody, my name is Paweł Nowak. I'm a lead user experience designer at Future Processing. We design software, software products and services. I lead a UX team. I'm UX designer since 2009. I'm also originator of World Usability Day Silesia conference. I think probably the biggest UX conference, non-profit conference in Poland. Yeah. I'm a teacher, academic teacher, and a blogger. I've got like 20 posts on my blog, so you can read it after dinner. They're not very long. Okay, and what's the goal of the session? Today I would like to share with you some of my insights I've gathered during last 6 years in cooperation during cooperation with many different product owners. I work in Scrum, but not only in Scrum. To be honest, I was working in Scrum, Lean, and Waterfall, and anything else, and also in some strange teams. So just believe me, it was strange, but there were always someone who was the product owner or who owned the who had the last word. And I believe that those rules and insights I collected will be helpful for you, not only when you will start to establish the cooperation between the product owner and UX designer, but also when you will start working with someone else who has quite similar responsibilities in the project. Okay, so let's start with the definition. Probably every one of you knows this definition from Scrum Guide. So the product owner is the person who manages backlog. But in literature and expectations of a lot of people, product owner is not only the person who manages backlog, is a visionary, a leader, a person with deep domain knowledge, with business knowledge, who do UX, of course, who manages the backlog, who understands sales, marketing. It's kind of product owner's unicorn. But in my world, product owner is very overworked, tired person who hasn't answers to all the questions. To be honest, I haven't met two similar product owners. Everyone was different. And what was similar to all of them, they were carrying a huge responsibility for a product. They were obligated to meet the deadlines because the business made them to be always to meet the deadlines. And they were expected to be unicorns. They were expected to know everything. Business wanted them to know everything. Developers wanted them to know everything, but they didn't. They differed in many areas listed here. So some of them were experts in the domain with no business knowledge. Some of them were experts in business without any domain knowledge, but they were trying out to explore a new market, so they haven't any domain knowledge yet. And it's a poor reality. I know, but even those product owners haven't they weren't unicorns. They haven't got the answer for all the questions. They were able to bring successful products to the market, and the question is why. You can answer this question or just smile. Okay, I will answer this question. The question is simple, but not so obvious as I see. Product owners are not working alone. They are working with teams. And the second role, which is very important for this lecture, and I believe is important for the product success, is UX designer. And unfortunately, I don't have any definition of UX designer role. I found some, but I can't agree with those definitions because in the world I know, this role differs all the time. UX designers has many different responsibilities, and I don't believe in UX designers, I believe in designers. We are designers who design products, who are focused on users, and we are trying our best to design beautiful products for human, to make business successful. And we are just a part of the team. There is no proper definition of this role, because everybody is involved to create this user experience at the end. But UX designers are expected to be unicorns too as the product owners. So we should design user interface, know the business, know the domain, run usability testing, run A/B testing, all of the tests you have ever heard. We are supposed to do those. But of course we don't, because we are not unicorns. And here is the situation when you've got two people who are very involved in the project, who wants to make the best product possible, who shares a lot of responsibilities, who hasn't got any answers from developers and business people, but one of this person owns the full responsibility for the money in the project, and it's a product owner. And there is a UX designer who sometimes have bigger knowledge about the product and about the users and about the whole business than the product owner. And it may cause a lot of conflicts, you can believe me. So the first approach, the common approach, which I've met a lot of times, imagine that this circle contains all of the important things for the product success. And here is what UX designer considers as his area of responsibility and competence. And here is what product owner considers as his area of responsibility and competence. So basically what we've got in the middle, we've got overlapped competences and responsibilities, and there is a huge risk of conflict because two people think that they are responsible for the same area, the same task, the same model in the product, the same decision, and it causes a lot of conflicts. Here, we've got competences that are ignored. I don't care about the things you are doing here. I don't care about this part of the project. Maybe it's important, but who cares? And it is from the both sides. Here, we've got a lot of time-consuming activities that we believe are very important for the project, but they aren't. Here, on this picture is small, but in reality is a big area of off-topics where we fight between each other and discussing things that are not important for the project, but they are important for ourselves. And here is a huge area of unseen problems, tasks, challenges we should solve, but we can't even see them because we are focused on off topics, ignoring ourselves, conflicting, and so on. So believe me, it happens a lot of times, but I've got some simple rules that can help you to minimize the risk of those things. So, how to deal with those problems? Let's change this approach, this common approach, into collaborative approach. First thing first, forget about the roles. For one meeting, please don't call you a UX designer, product owner, whoever else. Just forget about the roles. Then switch your mindset. Stop thinking about conflict zones, ignorance, off topics, and all the words I listed before. Just start thinking and caring about the other person you are working with. Because we are all in the same boat. If I will lose, you will lose too. If you will win, I will win too. There is no other way to deliver the successful product if everyone in the team will win. If I will lose, it doesn't matter for anyone else. It matters for anyone else because they will lose too. We are all in the same boat and we have to deliver the product at the end. And change your language, stop talking about conflicts and sit together once again. So let's again, let's see again this circle. So let's talk about things that we have to do to make the product successful. Think about competences and values you can bring to the product, to the project to make the product successful. Same thing with the product owner. Don't look at this overlapped competences as the think of the risk of conflict, rather start to think about the things that you care both about. So if I care about something and you care about something, probably we really want to make this thing as best possible. Probably we've got this different perspective on the same problem, but okay, I have to hurry up. But please use the synergy and work together, because it can really help. There are not areas of ignorance, but there are some areas where you can learn from each other. Those competences, please keep them in mind, but don't focus during the project on those competences. Maybe they will be very important later. Off topics, they are great subjects to discuss after work in the pub, and make a lot of effort to look for the things you don't know yet. Okay, so we've got the circles. What should we do next? The next is working. So, some simple rules. Accept that you don't know everything. You don't have any answer, as your partner, product owner, or UX designer don't have all the answers. Listen to understand, not to reply. When you speak, use facts, not hunches. Don't say that every user do like this. It's not true. You think that every user do like this, but it's not true. It's just your opinion. Present possible solutions. Don't talk about problems, but show some solutions and just discuss them, and respect the other person. And the simplest or the most easy way to respect the other person is to be punctual on the meetings. Believe me. And what about everyday tasks? Just do what the best you can. When you promise something, don't renege and meet deadlines. It's very easy. Yeah. But is it really easy? Yes, but it's not easy at all, because every business relationship is a relationship, and we know that relationships are not easy. The business relationships are human relationships in business environment, and that's it. We are conflicted with everybody. Why we shouldn't conflict in the business environment? It's the same thing. So please keep in mind. And where is the highest risk on conflict? I noted 3 risk areas. One is when PO and UX designer don't talk. If you don't talk with someone else, with the person you are working with, believe me, there will be a conflict soon. If you feel more competent than the other person, it probably will be a risk, the risk of conflict. And the third thing is when you share different values. For example, I care about users, and I will always care about users and people I'm designing for. And maybe product owner maybe be too much focused on the business side of the project, and it may ask fight. But I believe, and I proved it a lot of times, that even we've got different values, we can discuss them and find a consensus. And what if this doesn't work anyway? Sometimes it's just the best way to stop the cooperation, and it happens. Fortunately, it have never happened to me that I haven't to finish the cooperation with the product owner, but I heard about situations that it just doesn't work. Sometimes it's the best way is to say, okay, thanks for the cooperation, and that's it, and don't work together anymore because we don't share the same values, and it's better to stop the cooperation or even lose maybe left your job, not lose, but don't never compromise your values. And last but not least, not roles or definitions build great products, but people who work together. Thanks.